Hey, Claudia, welcome to the Lessons of a Lashpreneur show.
Hi, I'm excited to be here.
I know we talk quite regularly, but now we're letting people in on our conversations.
I know, I
So
love it.
share a little bit about who you are, where you're located, what your business model is, and what you're kind of starting this year.
So I am a wife and a mom of a toddler. I have been an esthetician since 2006, so really long time, like pre even lash extensions, really. And I've just kind of like hopped around different, having to move my businesses over and over till finally I decided to just kind of go on my own and do, my own solo thing and close to home. Once I had my daughter, I realized I didn't want to be commuting anymore. I was commuting like over an hour or so each time. So I'm in Rancho Cucamonga and I literally work 5 minutes away from my home. So it's pretty cool. Yeah.
So many people are like, hey, there's this really great deal on a space that's about 2 hours away. Like, for the time it takes you to drive the 4 hours a day, don't you think you could find a space that maybe wouldn't be so far?
Yeah.
All right.
No, that's,
So,
yeah.
how did you come to be a one-on-one client of mine? Like, when did the application happen for you? Like, how did you decide that moving into one-on-one coaching was something that you were interested in?
Well, I've been a member of your society for a while, and I was like, "Ugh, if she ever opens up one-on-one, like I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I want it." And then I saw that you open up the applications. And so I just, I thought this is the time. Like I had my own personal like solo business for about 1.5 years. And I've been doing this for so long. I felt like I needed more, like I wanted more. And I felt like I connected with like just everything in the society. So I felt like you could totally help me get to the next level of whatever it was. I didn't even know what I wanted to do. I just knew there was another step I needed to get to.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but in that first, so as part of the coaching application process, we jump on a one-on-one call to just kind of go over if it makes sense for you to work with me one-on-one. And you wanted to build out a team. Was that kind of your initial?
Yeah, that's what I thought I wanted. That's what I thought I've always wanted.
And as you can tell by her tone, we're sarcastically joking because that's not what she ended up doing.
No, after that hello call, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to actually do this. No, this is not what I want.
You wanted it for I think the reason that most people want it, right? I'm maxed out, I'm booked out, and essentially you were shut down still, I think, when we had our first call.
Yeah.
I wanted to hit the ground running when things opened back up to then build on a team. And most lash artists, that is definitely their path of like, look, I'm fully booked, I'm maxed out on time, and I'm maxed out on revenue. If I need to scale, then I need to get more bodies in here to start buying in some lashes. Yeah. So the beauty about working together one-on-one is that the first session we have is what we call a 90-day roadmap session. So tell me about the process that you went through with the 90-day roadmap session on getting clarity on what you actually wanted your business to look like.
Well, I think that was like a crucial, for me personally, like a really important call, because that's where you helped me find out that that's really not what I wanted. I mean, I wanted definitely more time always and more money, but I was maxed out. Like you said, like I didn't have any more time to give, but at the same time, I felt like I loved helping people and teaching people. And that's when we kind of like veered off to coaching, to one-on-one, and specifically with finances, because I don't know, I love that, like business, like the back end of a business. I love it. And I did it all on my own this coming around, and I've helped people in the past. And so I think that's where we came back to the coaching is just going to be what it was. Like that was going to be what I wanted. And then I felt really excited about it, right? I didn't have that fear anymore.
Yeah, and it's interesting kind of walking people through, and trust me, like if you want to build out a team and through our conversations, you're in alignment with that really is your gift and your purpose to the world, is to like build out a team and really feed into your team members, because it becomes way less about you as a business, as like a manager and somebody who has a team, because it's about your team success, not you. It's a big shift from being a solo lash artist.
Yeah.
The thinking that you're going to get more time and money doesn't happen for years down the road. And through our conversations, if I'm remembering correctly, there was a passion you had for finance and even your own personal budget, and the ways in which you helped your family member grow her salon, like the value that you brought there and the things you like to do we leaned into that of what might that look like, and opening up your eyes to, wow, there's actually an opportunity or gap in the marketplace that you could fill with something
Mm-hmm.
that you already enjoyed doing naturally.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah,
let's
definitely.
fast track the 5 or 6 months we've been working together. So, oh God, it's been more than that.
I know.
What has been, let's start with the positive. What has been some of the more empowering aspects of building out this different business model of being a financial and beauty business coach?
That I can actually do it, like that I can see myself doing it, to be honest with you. Like it's from when we started to me now having like my website, I created the ebook, like I just never in a million years thought I could have done something like that. And it's so cool to physically have something um like concrete that I've done, and to show for it. Yeah. Yeah.
This idea you had is now living out in the world
Yeah.
for judgment and trolls
I know.
and everything.
I know.
You're not even really successful until you've had your first troll. Um, okay, so let's get real talk though. What have been some of the struggles and the hardships along the way in building out basically a second business, but something that you've never done before?
Well, for starters, math was always my thing, but everything else was not, right? And this has made me, get creative with my writing, which was never a strong suit. And I'm finding that I'm actually getting better at it as we go along. Showing my face has been like probably the hardest, I think, for me. And then just life that's happened, things in life, that's personal struggles that I've personally gone through during this process, feeling like I probably would have been farther along had A, B, and C not happened, but I'm here and I'm still pushing. I'm still going to do it. It's just going to take a little bit longer.
Yeah. And I think that's so relatable. And I definitely want to relate to that, our best intentions and even our expectations of I should be at this point after this much
Mm-hmm.
time. And we just
Yeah.
pulled that out and we're like, oh, by 6 months I should be here. And then life steps in and COVID steps in and trauma steps in. And all of a sudden we have a lot more on our plate than just focusing on work. And I don't know. I don't know if this puts me in a victim mindset or an empowered mindset. I look at people who would be seemingly my competition and I'm like, they don't have half the junk that I have to deal with. So maybe that's why they're further along. But then they also have their own junk to deal with, right? Like we all got stuff.
That we don't know about.
Yeah. So tell me about when you're looking at the future of the journey you're on. So you still have your lash business and you are building out this kind of side hustle, but that ultimately is going to be the future of your business and where you take yourself. What are the things that keep you motivated to keep doing it, even though it may not be all unicorns and rainbows?
Honestly, my family, like my daughter, especially. I mean, the goal is for me more time, with her. And that's what keeps me going. I mean, I love, and the passion that I have for actually helping people. I mean, when I did my first, hello call, I just found that I was so, even in just that small time, like I felt like I helped my client, and that alone just brought me so much joy. It's just what I'm passionate about.
Yeah, and we just got off a coaching call, so we're like both hot
Yeah.
conversations of empowerment, and just even, I think you and I both experienced this in the coaching call, was like the chills.
Yeah, for sure.
How much our body and our minds can start to inform us of where we need to go. Because if we were sitting here talking about building out a team and so-and-so didn't show up for an appointment or had to give a verbal warning to somebody, like for us, that wouldn't give us chills, which is why we didn't choose that path. But when we see the impact we have or that we could have, and still start to come in, and when we talk about like overcoming our own limiting beliefs or our doubts on ourselves, that to me is like the biggest sign for me to know I'm on the right path. And it was so funny because you were like, oh my God, I'm getting chills, to know that you were having it too. That is your purest, truest self coming in going, yes, more of this.
Yeah.
Would you mind being candid about the negative beliefs that you were in over the past couple of weeks?
Yeah, no, I mean, especially recently, I just was kind of like, can I do this? Like, is this really like what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I just, is there stuff that I can really offer people? I mean, I was just doubting myself in all the ways.
All the signs were.
Yeah. And then I got sick, and then I thought, is this a sign I shouldn't be doing this? You know?
Yeah.
Just everything, any little thing.
Yeah. And in full disclosure, I feel those things regularly, and I've been in business for myself since 2015, right? It's normal to have those doubts. Some of them we call imposter syndrome, like, who am I to be doing this? Do I know enough? You know, if you know at least one more thing than the person that you're teaching, you're ahead of the game, right?
Yeah.
But for you and for people like me and people that are like you, your goal of having an impact on someone's life is not something that can ever be taken away from you, right? No matter how hard it gets, no matter who says you can't do it or the lack of belief you have in yourself, if you just want to show up and help somebody and make their life better, the income will come with that. That's what's going to, you could be in prison. And if I was in prison, I would be teaching women how to make money once they get out of the slammer, right? Like that is just something that is, it's my purpose. It's my calling, right? And if you want to help people, then you'll find a way. Maybe that would be building out a team. Maybe that would be teaching them finances. For me, it's business coaching, because I love the idea of a woman having control financially over their future.
Me too.
Right? And just having something that's theirs. Because so many people in our industry are told they're not good enough. And even just in our role, they're not good enough. They're not pretty enough. They're not smart enough. You know, especially a lot of them didn't go to college. So there's all this negative self-talk that we adopt in our environment of, well, that just must be the way. I can't be successful at being a business coach because I haven't reached X amount of dollars, or I haven't had this level of success. Yet that's just our brain trying to keep us safe and keep us playing small, because it requires less energy to do so.
Yeah, no, it's so true.
All the people that we look up to and what they've achieved and the impact they're having, they had to get a little uncomfortable and step outside of themselves, right?
I'm noticing that as my journey is progressing.
Nobody's promising this is going to be easy. I'm sorry if you think it is. It's easier, but you got to learn you're stepping into a whole new version of yourself. So tell me about your Beauty Financial Friend. Tell me all about the business, like what the business model is. Educate the listeners on like how you created this idea and this concept.
So this idea came to me when I was opening up, you know, my own business. Even though I've been in the industry for years and I've helped people grow their own businesses, even during that time, I realized there wasn't anything that could help us like financially, like how to structure the business. This was pre, you know, the society too. Like it was just, there wasn't anything concrete there. And I was searching because I am so financially driven. Like I was always looking for, okay, well, I just need like a model, like a business model, like how should we do this or how should we do that? And then when I started opening my own, the solo business, there was so much, and I did it all on my own because I'm the type of person, like, I want to know like what paperwork's being filed, how to do it, because I need to know, but it was hard and it was a lot of work. And so I felt like I could help people in this regards and make it a little bit easier for the next person that wants to open their own business, whether they've been in the industry for a long time or they're just starting out, you know.
And business, they have an idea, but they want to be set up for success.
Yeah. And our industry is like slowly moving to people like being on their own. I mean, you know, with all the like suites and stuff, it's easier to be on your own. I feel like it's an easier road.
The barrier to entry into being a business owner in the lash world or even the beauty industry is very, very low, but the risk that comes with it is very, very high. And it'll be interesting the stats over time now that salon suites and solo kind of preneurs is the mode of, you know, because most businesses don't make a profit in the first 2 years. Yet as solo beauty business owners, we don't have the option. Like we don't have 2 years of saving loans that we've taken out. Usually it's bootstrapping it and just doing as many clients as you can. But when you don't have the clients or you're not priced profitably, it's scary to think that so many people are dropping out of the industry because they just weren't aware. And I think that's where the beauty of working in is, whether you've been in the industry or running your own business for 5 years, 10 years, or you're not even starting, but it's an idea, financial savviness is the key to having a business, because a business is there to make money.
It's so important.
It's not a business.
I've always been like a firm believer, like as women, we need to know our finances. Like we need to know where the money is going. that's just been always a thing for me. It's been so important for me.
Yeah. And it really, it does empower you. I mean, there's no
Mm-hmm.
denying that. Like it's not about like necessarily the materialistic things like what you see on Instagram, people standing in front of their Mercedes going like badass boss bitch.
Yeah, no.
About the opportunity that money can bring you and the stability and security, really. And we talked in the coaching session, it's about the feeling that money can bring you, because I think we all experience the negative feelings that come when you don't have money.
Yeah.
You can also have a lot of security when it comes to having money. And so I think it's just brilliant that you saw this opportunity to help women who run beauty businesses to understand their numbers. I hear it all the time. I don't know my numbers, or what numbers, or I don't want to look at my numbers because I'd rather avoid it. And you coming in to be like, not anymore, sis. Let's do this.
It's like the worst thing. You got to dive in.
Yep. And I mean, I say this a lot to my students too. It's like, you weren't born knowing how to do lashes, yet you figured that out. You can figure out profit and loss. You can figure out how to price yourself for profit. And it helps so much to have a friend, a mentor, a guide, a coach translate it for you, because there is a lot of really boring YouTube videos out there on finance.
No, for sure. I watched a lot of them trying to do it.
And to watch them. So
yeah, I know.
That's the beautiful thing about, what makes Claudia's business, your beauty finance friend, so unique, is that the way that we positioned it and the way that you wanted to take it was to be that friend to someone where if you guys were going out, getting coffee, just talking shop, that it was something that was translated easy, and it wasn't something that was overly complex or made you feel dumb. I don't know about you, but I've made me feel like an idiot before.
No, yeah. I mean, it's all about just figuring it out in your own like language, and just helping people figure that out for themselves, but guiding.
The approachable way of learning finances.
Yeah.
Any other tips of wisdom or financial tips that you'd like to share with the listeners, just to kind of help them get set up for success?
I just think it's important to really know what's coming in and going out. I think a lot of times, like, we're making all this money, right? Like, oh, I'll take one more client to cover that, or I'll do this. But it's really important to know like what is actually going out and what is coming in. And just sitting down with your numbers and looking at it and seeing if you need to like tweak a few things here or there.
Yeah. Because really we all have goals, and a lot of them are financially based. So it's taken me a long time with a lot of money mindset work, and I'm not perfect at it, but to look at money as data, right? Instead of having all the emotional meaning of, oh my God, I didn't do so well this month, or how am I going to pay the bills? It's data. And so when we can really acknowledge the data, it can help us make informed decisions in our business of, do I need to increase sales? Do I need to lower expenses? Can I invest in this? Can I not invest in this? Including team members. Like, just because you're making a lot of money, when you bring on a team member, you still have to provide all that money, and you have to train them. So you have to get time back too. And so it's just a lot of looking at the data. What is the data telling me to make informed decisions?
Yeah, that's right.
Where can people learn more about you, Claudia?
You can follow me on Instagram, Beauty Financial Friend, or you can go online. It's beautyfinancialfriend.com.
Beautiful. We'll link all that up in the show notes. Thank you so much for coming on and for being
Thank you for having me.
I've loved working with you, and I'm excited.
I know, me too. I'm so excited to see, to take this to the next level.
Yeah, girl, let's do it.
Yes.
Have a good one.
Bye. You too. Bye.